All right, what is up, YouTube? Back once again with another video. So we're gonna talk about the light trading that I did do on UWT, TWLO, also with FAS. Like I said, playing the banks, knowing your resistance and support will definitely help you out in this type of investment climate. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So like I said, I was gonna come back with a video, once I'm able to, show you some profits here. So we see that TWLO has fallen right back down. Like I said, it does make small pops. Once it does pop above that $24 level, it falls right back down. Short interest is still high. Short interest is still past 30%. So it still let us know that people are still trying to short this stock. But what we do know for sure is that the CEO bought shares about $23. So it lets us know, that the CEO does see some kind of, I would say, some discount to the stock. And it's typically, gets me very interested because now that I sold my shares, I kind of want to get right back in at this $23 level and kind of hold it and see exactly what it does. So let's go ahead and open up another trade for TWLO because, like I said, we get really bullish on, whenever the CEO actually, buys back the company stock. We see right here 10,000 shares at about 23.19, and we see another right here at 100 shares at about 23.43. So, we see that, we're getting close to that overbought level. We see small pops in the stock. So this was kind of making me anxious here. I thought, the stock was going to go past or run back to $25. But what we do see is that the stock does make those small pops. After it makes small pops, it typically falls right back down. And, that's typically what we see right here. Like I said, it's 20 minutes delayed trading or 20 minutes, delayed data. So we see a small little dip right here happening. And typically what's going to happen here is that, we're probably going to see a small little pop-up right there, and then we're going to come right back down to this $22 level. Now, I want to open up a trade right here, buy a couple shares here, and then we're definitely going to, buy some more shares later on in the day or maybe next week. So we're going to go ahead and open up about 300 shares for the $23 level. And let's go ahead and open up the trade right here. So we're just buying 300 shares right here, filled at 23.87. So it's, it's a pretty good price, but, we definitely, want to be in, a stock that CEO buys shares in because, like I said, that's a bullish sentiment. So we know that, Steve Wynn Resorts, he bought shares, or he bought, his shares back at about $60. And that was last year over the summer. And we do see how, the stock has increased ever since he has bought it, just about doubled his money. So let's go ahead and check that out. We see a dividend is still being paid out right here. We see 127 is definitely the high for the stock. We see that, it's heavily overbought. We see it might make some new all-time highs here today, but we'll definitely check that out. All right, so let's go ahead and check out FAS. Let's do oil first. So being able to identify, your support and resistance level will definitely make you a lot of money in this market. So let's go ahead and check out the 5-minute by 5-day chart. We're going to see, some support right up in here in this level. Where did I have my support? I had it in my personal account. We've seen support right up in here in this level, and typically, like I said, we want to follow the contract rather than following the ETF because the contract will definitely let us know, where exactly the support and, resistance is for a certain stock. So we see that, the support was plotted perfectly right here at this level at about, 1534. I was able to get in shares about 1530-ish and, sell it back for the 20% or 20-cent gain here. And that's typically all I want. I just want to do, some light trading here because I am taking profits, for the week. As the week ends, I would like to, take some off the table and probably reload at a discount price. And that's typically how you make more money in your account. Now, with this being said, let's check out the FAS. This is, a really good trade for me because I did see, there was weakness today in the morning about, the different bank stocks. They were showing some momentum to the downside. And we see Bank of America, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs. And, I wanted to identify which stocks were falling down the most. And I wanted to make sure that when that RSI does pop back up, I'm going to know which stocks contribute to that fall or to that pop back up. So we see Bank of America was one that was down a lot, and we see JP Morgan was down. It's seen weakness for today, and the rest of the stocks were up. So when I checked with the XLF, I've already identified which stocks were weighing in on the XLF. Now let's translate that to the FAS, and that's typically how you look at your leverage plays when you want to trade these stocks. So whenever you do leverage, or those 3 times the return on on your money, we want to pay attention to what the leverage follows rather than following the leverage, because this will just tell you half of the story. We want to pay attention to the full story. So the leverage, it kind of trades off here. 43.09 was the low point of it, but I would say I got in about shares about 43.22, and like I said, did some light trading here and sold back shares about 43.30ish. And after that, the stock kind of traded off because it is I would say leveraged, and it does move off. So we see the XLF hasn't moved much, or excuse me, the XLF hasn't moved much, but we have seen that the FAS has moved a lot, and that's simply what we want to avoid when we do trade these stocks, because like I said, is it's leveraged for a reason, and not a lot of moves can actually move this stock. So when we see a stock trading at $43, we know that it's going to have bigger swings than a $20 stock. So let's check out some more things right here. So we open up a position on TWLO. Let's check out our Disney portion. We're doing about $200 on Disney. We see it about to break $100 or $110. But I want to own this in my personal account. But I really want shares at 108, and I'm waiting for it to tick back down to 108. But we are seeing strength back in Disney, and the market is kind of weak right now. So hopefully we can see 108 soon. But 110 is definitely a struggling point for Disney, as we see resistance is definitely building up for Disney to break that 108 barrier. So we see the market going down. Also, we do have a new IPO that did pop up into the market, GDI. Definitely check out that stock as well. And that's all I have for you guys. Like I said, I want to do light trading. Also, I'm looking for other investments to actually buy. Snapchat, like I said, if you want to buy that crap, go ahead and buy that crap. But this is definitely not an interesting name for me, because I really want to make a return on my money. As we see right here, we see that old support level from back when they hit the low point of the $18. We see that act as heavy resistance, and I'm pretty sure short interest has stepped up in this name. And what was the point was being made is that people were selling at Facebook, just to get back in, or just to get in Snapchat, and that's kind of stupid, because Snapchat is still losing money. The growth for the company is still stagnant. It's still going down, and like I said, the IPO cost the company a lot of money, so they still have to work out that debt. They do owe I think it's $2 billion, and we can go on and on about why it's a bad investment. We see Square definitely going up to all-time highs right here, $20.24. I was out of this name at about $20. It does look good right here, but if we look at it from a long-term perspective, right up in here, let's see it. I would say, show good results and also a strong quarter, but they are going to show that they have taken a loss on Q2. And we're going to wait for a pullback to happen on that. We see the daily moving average cost for the stock to be at $19.10. So that lets us know that there's still a lot of buyers in the stock. Also, you can also measure the buyers with the RSI and also with the or the chalk and oscillator. So we want to wait for that stock to come down just a little bit. We see where the resistance level is, and it's kind of trending above that resistance level. But we're going to see where this stock holds, because I will get long the stock, but I really want to take profits here at this $20 level, because we never know, when exactly the stock might hit that $20 level again. But we see it, revisit that $20 level and looks to hold support at $20. But we will definitely see if it comes right back down. If it comes back down, it definitely gets interesting. But we probably could initiate some trades right here at the $20 level, because this is a bull name. $25 will be the next price target for this stock until it can get to report that its next quarter of earnings. So we do see an increase of buyers here. It lets us know that there's a lot of momentum to this name. Also, we're going to get on Adobe, but we see a block trade of about 207,000 shares being purchased here. More shares being purchased here. I mean, there's just a lot of bullishness going on for this stock. Let's check out Adobe. Like I said, when we look at long-term investments, we definitely want to check out Adobe, because we see this line is going straight up, off and to the right, and that lets us know that there's a lot of bullish sentiment going on with Adobe. And we see that it has not become oversold in a good while, or just about the full year. We see ever since the first of the month, we see the stock just completely just take a rally from about $100 all the way until 136 So like I said, we can use these price points. We know that Adobe's definitely going to beat out every single time. We see exactly, how they report it. Lets us know the bullish sentiment on this stock. Um, Also, we probably could, probably, buy some shares here at this point because we know the stock is definitely going to go up regardless of what's going on. We know exactly the business in and out. And if you don't know the business in and out, definitely do your research so that way you can understand the business a little bit more. So that way you'll feel comfortable buying the stock. So we could buy shares right here, but we see that the momentum is very high for this stock. So I'll probably wait. But you guys can definitely, go ahead and buy shares for the stock if you feel pretty good about it. But let's go ahead and initiate a trade for Apple because I do think Apple might hit this $180 target. We see Apple is definitely, getting us to the overbought level, highly overbought level. And we know that Apple's going to continue this momentum to keep going. What we notice is that, we hit 120, we had 150. Next price target is 180. So we can go ahead and, put that right there, 180. And everybody's wondering, if or when Apple will hit, $1 trillion. It might happen sooner than later, or probably by the end of the year. I mean, there's a lot of bullish sentiment going on for this stock. We see it started about, let's see, for the first of the month, this stock definitely started about, let's get all the way back there, about 116. So we know that the stock has rose up just about over $30 a share, just about for the year. So we know that that momentum is definitely here for the stock, and there's still buyers for this name because they do feel that the iPhone 8 is going to be huge and it's going to be very successful. Now, if the iPhone 8 cannot show any spectacular results, this stock will sell off and it will become a discount. But right now we see we can just ride the momentum wave, and you can definitely take profits on, or like I said, hold this name until the event comes out, and you can definitely ride the momentum wave and get money just like that. So that's just another name that I have for you guys. Apple, Facebook. Snapchat is definitely not a buy for me. It shouldn't be a buy for you guys. We see it bounce off of oversold levels, or just about getting close to that oversold level. Young people will keep buying the stock, and they will continue to lose money. They will try to average down, but they'll continue to lose money here because the company's losing money. Also, there's a lockup period where employees are getting paid with stock rather than actually getting paid with money. So it lets us know that that's a bad note for the stock, because we do see the stock is heavily declined since the IPO, and right now it's just trading $1 above private listing IPO price. So I'm pretty sure whenever this lockup period ends, that's pretty much where you're going to see this thing drop at least back down to 15 or back to $15, or I would say to fresh lows of $15 or maybe even more, because a lot of people don't want their money to be in this name because they do see how the company stock has been acting so far. They're able to report a loss. And also, that doesn't sit well with investors. And also, if it's tied to your pay, people are going to want that stock price to be up. But if it cannot come up, any longer, I'm pretty sure employees are going to take their money out of this name and pay themselves, because they do hold 30% of the stock. So if this thing does not or I would say if it does not produce results, we're definitely going to see a sell-off where this thing goes below $15 or maybe even hits 10. So, like I said, we wait 1 year before we actually invest in names, to avoid crap like this, because this definitely does happen all the time. We see Twilio, like I said, it had an amazing run up, but after it started to report results or getting close to reporting results, we see that the stock has definitely come down off of results, and we see it fail to beat, but we have seen it try to hit their resistance level. And what we know is that stocks move off of good news, or they move off of the market events. So we see it try this resistance level about 3 times, couldn't break it out. We see that it was really leading up to resistance right here. Going into the earnings, we see top out right here. So lets us know that people were still kind of sketchy on buying it. We see that the stock definitely hit up against resistance once again to earnings, and we see the stock get heavily rejected right back down. So we see people were tired of the stock hitting resistance and definitely not going higher. So this is typically when people open up shorts because they think the stock is definitely going to keep coming down. And as we see, the RSI definitely lets us know that buyers are stepping back into the stock. We see Chalk and Oscillator lets us know that buyers are stepping back into the stock. So it lets us know that bullish sentiment is there. But I definitely want to take profits because we know that this name right here is definitely popped up to $24 and fall right back down back below $24. So it lets us know that people are still in this name. We see a spike of about 24.52, and after hours we see when market opened about spike of 24.69, and that just really encouraged me to go ahead and get out of the name because I already knew the stock was going to fall back down because people are definitely going to open up shorts, and shorts have not left yet. So whenever shorts can actually leave, this stock will pop a lot, and we will see this thing go past $25. But right now, shorts are still on. There's just a high short interest on the name. We see Netflix hitting 160. 180 will be the next price target for this thing because we have seen it blow through 140s and the 130s. We see it, blow through here, have no problem with, moving higher here. We see it blow through the 150, go to 161. Now we're back at 159, but this thing is definitely moving with heavy momentum to the upside. Pay attention to those names. Remember, if you cannot afford those names, we can go ahead and look at the XLK, and that's the technology sector. We see the technology sector is heavily overbought. But lets us know that a lot of these technology names are overbought. So you might wait for a pullback, or you might buy it here. It really doesn't matter. This is a low volatility name because you do have a broad-based investment of all technology sectors. So you can do it like that. I'm putting my money in emerging markets because I do want to have some kind of international exposure with my money, and I'm still in Starbucks personally. So the only names I do hold are Starbucks and emerging markets. So that's all I hold for right now. I might look to buy more stocks, but like I said, for right now, light trading, taking profits on Friday is definitely what I do every single week. And for long-term investments, I will continue to hold them. But other than that, guys, that's all I have for you. Take care.